Hello everyone, Spaced Oyster here, and welcome back to Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. In the last part, we made our way about halfway through the Shadow Pokemon Lab, catching some new Shadow Pokemon and all that fun stuff along the way, and in this part, we'll be finishing it up. Probably, maybe, depending on the time, and filler. But you know what, we're just gonna keep bustling on through and kicking all the names and where do you think you're going? Stop that scurrying around. Cypher Peon Cabal! There was a cable. I don't know, but the point is I'm gonna cut ahead, and I'll see you guys in a smidge. Or at least that's what I wanted to say, but look! It's a Shadow Pokemon! A Shadow Carvenhaw. Neat that he started with it. Very interesting. Hey, we got Ember back, but I'm going to use Dig on the Magnemite, and let's get started weakening that Carvenhaw. So Carvenhaw is going to be a bit interesting to deal with. Its defenses are pretty low, and its HP is low too, but it also has that ability you saw, Rough Skin, where any physical contact damages you. So Carvenhaw's going to be a bit tricky for me to catch, but hopefully I can pull it off with a Plum. I should have actually nicknamed one of my Pokemon a Plum, so that way I could say, you know, I pulled it off with a Plum. I think one more tackle ought to get the Carvenhaw down. So I can swap Numel out, but I can't swap Tenebrae out. Neat. Oh, I forgot to mention, I actually looked up the word Tenebrae just to double check to make sure it meant darkness, and I don't think that actually is its only translation, or it probably wasn't even accurate. Actually, Tenebrae turned out to be a ritual in one of those forms of Christianity I don't know much about, where you darken candles one at a time. Very neat stuff. Speaking of neat stuff, we're gonna swap Numel out. Let's throw Spheal out there, actually. And then we'll tackle Carvenhaw one more time. Now look at that, Spheal's nearly as pure, almost as purified as Numel, and it hasn't even battled once yet. All those KOs really don't help, though. But Spheal's just adorable. I think I forgot to go over Spheal's ability, but it would have been on the screen anyway, so I don't think I actually have to tell you about it. But Thick Fat is a very useful ability. I'd highly recommend. Anyway, we're gonna do the wave there, and I'm gonna throw a Pokeball at the Carvenhaw. I thought I was talking about something before now, but I forgot what it was. I don't know what I was talking about, but this thing had the audacity I say, to not get caught. How rude. Yeah, oh well. Hopefully it'll be weak enough now. I think I'll throw the ball on Spheal this time and have Umbreon or Tenebrae. Oh, right, I was talking about the name Tenebrae. It's it was a sort of like, I don't know if ritual's the right word, but that's the one I'm gonna go with. A sort of ritual where you darken candles one at a time. And I guess symbolizes a thing. I didn't read too much about it. I just read that it was an offshoot Christianity ritual thing. Because, you know, that's the type of thorough research I do. And why do all these people have water-type Pokemon? Jesus. It's like they don't want me to use Numel. Anyway, I'm gonna finish KOing these bad boys, and I will see you guys in a bit. Go right ahead. Feel free to wander and look around. Woo, we did it! And that means I got to talk about Carvenhaw. So, Garvanhot is a water and dark type Pokemon, and that makes it kind of not very good because its physical attack stat is much higher than its special attack, so it won't be able to really use its water or dark type moves very effectively, since they're all special attacks right now. Its ability Rough Skin is semi-useless since it's so frail that if it gets hit, it's probably just going to get KO'd right away anyway. But fortunately, its high speed allows it to at least deal some damage before that happens. When it evolves into Sharpedo, it keeps all those same problems, but they're not as bad since it gets a little more durable. But as a Sharpedo, it'll be faster, it'll have a higher attack stat, and it won't be able to make much good use out of it because Water and Dark are both special moves, or special types in this generation. So, yeah, Sharpedo in a nutshell. I think it has enough special attack to deal some good damage, but not too much to actually be worth. Not enough to actually make up for the fact that it's using its less viable attack stat. It's pretty much like Flareon in that regard. Anyway, if you want me to use Garvanhot and Sharpedo, do let me know. In the meantime, did any of my Pokemon get hurt? Tenebrae took some damage. I think I'll heal him up. And Bearpun found a full heal. Yay! Bearpun is constantly justifying his presence on this temporary presence on this team. Her temporary presence. Sorry, I got the gender wrong. Right. Ooh, that's to the left. Little boy, what are you up to? You shouldn't get into mischief when you're visiting someone else's place. I'm just wandering around, exploring, getting a feel for the area, trying to find the guest room. That sort of thing. Ooh, Jigglypuff. Chimecho! I want one! I don't care that it's horrible. I like Chimecho. I actually did use one on my first playthrough of Diamond or Pearl. I forget which one I had. And it actually turned out to be semi-useful. Alright. I'm actually going to go for the Ember on the Jigglypuff. Since Numel has the Charcoal, that should boost the damage output. But maybe I should just Shadow Blitz since that'll be super effective. I don't know. It's tough to figure out what to do. Woo! Way to go, Numel! Yeah, I think I'll try Shadow Blitz next. Or I'll have to call it, because it's in reverse mode now. Oh, Jigglypuff's so cute. Because it's in Smash Brothers, and it's a girly Kirby. Anyway, I'll just cut ahead when this battle's over, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Didn't someone raise you properly? How could you come in and make a mess of our place? Oh. No, don't whimper, you whiny little. Oh, hey, look, Numel can be purified. I'm gonna go take care of that real quick. BRB. Alright, and we are back. While I was out, Sfeel got ready to be purified too, so I swapped it out for Houndour. And I nicknamed the Sfeel Richard because, it sounded like a semi-regal name, and Walrein, its final form, looks like a dick. And then Numel, I decided to give it the name Krakatoa. I just googled volcano names and picked the first one that sounded neat. If it had been a girl, I would have named it St. Helens, because that's the volcano I'm closest to. Maybe. I think I'm closer to Yellowstone, actually. I could have named it Yellowstone. You know what? We're fine. We are fine. We are going to continue to explore the Shadow Pokemon Lab with Krakatoa in tow. Yeah, it didn't gain as many levels as Felicity did. Well, actually, Felicity only gained like 2, but Felicity was a higher level. So Krakatoa's still a little bit behind, but he'll catch up eventually. Yeah, phew, I never thought that Cypher's big man would deign to show up here in person. I saw him in the real flesh and blood, and he's menacing. The sight of him gave me shivers. Master Greevil's supposedly making a personal tour of all of Cypher's facilities. I think he wants to confirm that everything is fine so he can proceed with his plans, without ending up with a fiasco like last time. What? Who are you, you suspicious intruder? I think you just answered your own question. How long were you there? You might be just a kid, but we can't let you walk out. Ooh, clots. Like blood clots. I don't know, but he has a snubble and a kecleon. So that's neat. Well, you don't stand a chance against Krakatoa and Tenebrae. But yeah, if you don't like the nickname Krakatoa, just let me know and I can change that up later though. For now, I'm just gonna kick this guy's ass and I'll see you in a little bit. Ooh, this guy has a shadow Pokemon. A Shroomish. I love Shroomish. Ah, you missed. Wait, how does that even work? I am digging. Okay, so I want Krakatoa to be able to get the full stab boost, so I'm gonna have Tenebrae bite the Shroomish. Ooh, a critical hit. That was almost bad. But it turned out okay. Now on, they're ganging up on Tenebrae. Like he's bothered by that. Not so woo. Krakatoa is actually kinda really weak. Well, you know what you do with the weak Pokemon? You spend their turn throwing a Pokeball at a mushroom. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Yeah, Shroomish was caught. I love Shroomish. Although I don't use it that often, but when I do, it's the best game in the gen. And that is Klotz taken care of. Are you really a kid? I don't know. Relatively, I'm a kid to someone else. Did you maybe come to rescue Krane? Don't bother trying. You don't know how scary Lovrina, she's in charge here, can be! She looks cute and all, but she's nothing short of terrifying. Get out of here while you still can. It's for your own good. Yeah, now our guy's just chilling. I love it. Alright, Anyway, let's go over Shroomish now. Shroomish is a very interesting Pokemon. It'll start off as a pure grass type. So if you don't want to use that C-Dot, but you still want a grass type, Shroomish is a good substitute. It's not really all that memorable at this point in time. You can keep it as a Shroomish for a very long time. It'll learn a move called Spore as it once it gets to a pretty high level. Spore is the only move in the entire game that can put a Pokemon to sleep with 100% accuracy, and Shroomish is one of the very few Pokemon that will get it. It won't be able to learn it when it evolves into Breloom as early as level, I want to say 24. However, Breloom is totally worth evolving into. Breloom is very powerful. It'll become half fighting type when it evolves, and it'll get access to a priority move called Mach Punch. So, even though its speed is mediocre, it can still deal a lot of damage very quickly with a priority Mach Punch. Breloom is amazing. I would definitely highly recommend using it, and if you want me to use it, let me know in the comment section below. You can tell that I was pointing down there. Do I need to heal one of my Pokemon? No, we're good. We're good. We are good! Hey, we found that ID card. Neat. I am only a research here. I don't battle. Woo! Another Great Ball. You'd think they'd be giving those. You think they'd be giving us. You'd think there'd be a reason why they're giving those to us. Wait, what? It's a one-way door. Well, that's just rude. Very rude. No, fine. I'm just gonna use the ID card. Sorry, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I'm reminded of those egg thieves. Those egg thieves are hilarious. You understand, don't you? It's wrong to turn ordinary Pokemon into shadow Pokemon against their will. Please, won't you help us stop the shadow Pokemon plan? Join us and help us save Pokemon. Professor Krane, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can't help you. Whoa, aren't you that kid that I saw at the Pokemon HQ lab that time? Michael? Is it really you, Michael? Are you trying to tell me that you came here by your lonesome to rescue Professor Krane? It's too bad. I'm still a member of Cypher. I can't very well let you folks go now, can I? As for you, you snagged my Teddy Ursa from me that time. I'll give you this. You've got guts to come here alone, but I'll fix you good so you'll never get out again. Woo! Battle time! Against Cypher Peon Naps. Yeah, as a kid, when I first played Colosseum, I did not understand that a peon is someone who is a, let's see. Peon basically just means they're a subordinate, or they're, yeah, subordinate's the right word. Okay, we got a Rhyhorn and a Murkrow. So this guy is actually being pretty clever with his Pokemon's type and ability combinations. Murkrow, as a flying type, is weak to electric type moves. Rhyhorn, however, has the ability Lightning Rod and is immune to electric type moves. So if you have a Jolteon or that Mareep, and you try to use an electric type move on the Murkrow, Rhyhorn will absorb the electric attack and you'll miss, basically. Alright, let's tackle the Murkrow. So yeah, if you want to use electric type moves against Murkrow, KO Rhyhorn first. I happen to just be doing that because Rhyhorn's weak to ground and Numel is half ground. Woo! And Tenebray's level 20. I just realized I probably should be using Bear Pun at this point. I don't know. What I do know is he's sending out Slackoth next. Okay, so Krakatoa's pretty weak, but he's probably going to try and use Pursuit. So if I swap Krakatoa out, he'll take a lot of damage. But I won't be able to heal easily afterwards. Do I have revives? I have one revive. Alright, you know what? Let's go all in. Let's Ember the Murkrow and let's bite the Murkrow. Yeah, that's the danger of Pursuit. If an opponent knows, if you know your opponent knows it, then they essentially have you trapped because you can't swap out. But if you're at a disadvantage, it's not going to help you that much either. I hope this actually does some good damage, but I doubt it. Yeah. I figured as much. Scratch? How very dare you? Alright. So, the Slack-Off isn't going to do anything this turn. I think I'm going to use a Super Potion on Krakatoa here. I want him to gain levels, and swapping him out's not a good idea. And then let's bite Murkrow. Yeah, that is one downside to using items in this game. Since you essentially have to do it before your opponent selects their moves, they're going to know full well that your Pokemon are healthy. They're going to know your Pokemon are healthy before they get to choose what they want to do. Wait, why am I showing the whole battle against Naps? He doesn't have any Shadow Pokemon this time. Whatever. It was interesting to keep on screen. Semi-important battle. You get that. You get the idea. Oh, right, and then an interesting thing I should have brought up about Slackoff's ability is its ability is Truant. It basically makes it to where it can only use an attack every other turn. Otherwise, it's just going to sit around and do nothing. The reason Slackoff has this ability, well, it's a bit twofold. Firstly is that it's based on a sloth, and as anyone who's ever seen Zootopia knows, sloths are lazy. And so it's truant because it's a lazy sloth. But the other thing about it that's... the other reason it has the ability truant is that its final form, slacking, is extremely powerful. Its total base stats are higher than... pretty much a lot higher than... Well, not a lot higher, but it gets higher than most legendary Pokemon. But the balance is that it can only use its attack every other turn. So, balancing. And Beldum is down! Yeah, I wish Beldum was one of those Pokemon they gave to you early in the game, because it's tough to raise, but it becomes super powerful. You're good, punk. Professor Krane, you folks don't have the foggiest notion about how big and scary Cypher is. It's not smart to resist. You can go on about the poor, abused Pokemon and all, but you should think about your own selves. That's my advice. Well, I shouldn't have made him go sarcastic about the Pokemon, because he is a sympathetic villain. Semi-sympathetic, I don't know. Anyway, Michael, did you really come here by yourself? That's amazing! But it's dangerous here. We'd better get out right away. My worst fears turned out to be true about Cypher. They weren't wiped out. This is just one of their bases. But the details can wait. Things could get complicated if they return. Let's get out of here quickly. Krane joined the party. Too bad he's useless and he just follows you around like Jovi. Anyway, let's use up some super potions, because as I already spoiled, we are going to be running into another battle here soon. And I'm going to actually swap Tenebrae around for Bear Pun and lead with Bear Pun and Krakatoa. And yeah, right here you get the Leaf Stone. So if you've been using that Seedot, you can, and it's already been purified and gained a level, you can evolve it into Shift Tree right away. Very, very overpowered. And just in case, I am going to save right here, because I don't know what happens if you get a game over at this part, and I don't want to have to find out. Oh, hey, you sneaked Krane out? Lovrina, this child here, he's the intruder. Oh, wait! I so have not heard about anyone leaving anywhere! Professor Krane is so going to be very busy, oh so very busy, so please be a nice boy and don't disturb us! We're going back to the HQ lab. Stand aside, please. Going back? Seriously? You are so joking. This so happens to be where you work from now on. After all, we so need you to keep working on your studies. You so are the key to our plan. XD001, the ultimate shadow Pokemon that can never be purified. Oh, stop that nonsense. Do you seriously think that I would help you do something that horrible? Oh, that Naps. He so must have made a boo-boo again. I so have to punish him lots. Little boy, maybe you can convince Professor Krane? You should so tell him to study our XD001. You see, our plan is to make shadow Pokemon that can never, ever be purified. XD001 is only our first prototype. So, when we work out the problems, we can make combat units with XD0 series Pokemon. Wouldn't that be just peachy? But we so need the professor's cooperation for our plan. So, Please, sweetie, can you please ask him to nicely help? No? Oh, how nasty, you silly boy. You so won't help me with XD001 either? Oh, you'll be sorry now, but you will so understand. A little hurt is so persuasive. And part of the reason I wanted to do this Let's Play is Lovrina's accent. I just wanted to do that. So she is sending out a Louvre disc, and a Beautifly. And if you don't see the problem with that, then yeah. Well, actually, this early on, Louvre disc is going to be pretty problematic, so I'm going to swap Krakatoa out for Felicity. And Bear Pun is going to use Return on the Love Disc. Yeah. But Love Disc is pretty much the laughing stock of the Pokemon community thingy, because it's just so terribly weak. It's only weak. Ugh, now that accent's rubbing off on me. Anyway, its best stat is its speed, and it is average at best. Wait, why did she use Water Gun on Bear Pun and not Krakatoa? That is so weird. Aren't you supposed to be smart, lady? Maybe she's not. Maybe... Yeah, maybe she's actually not smart. She's just trying to fool everybody. Into thinking she is. Ooh. No, they're ganging up on my poor Bear Pun. It doesn't matter, because Felicity's got this. And a Roselia. I kind of like Roselia. It's so small. I guess that's not really a plus or positive or whatever. But I don't know. I just kind of like it when a Pokemon is really small, but it has a really high special attack stat. So despite its size, Roselia can actually do a lot of damage. And as you saw, it knows Leech Seed. Oh no, you KO'd my Bear Pun! How dare you? How am I supposed to make jokes now? Well, you know what? This will be a shock to your system. Yay, Krakatoa's level 18. Woo! And Felicity is level 21. Ooh, and a Delcatty. And the Delcatty is her shadow Pokemon. No, it would have been something semi-adorable. Okay. Give me just a second. Alright, back. Okay. So, I do need to get Felicity out of there so Roselia doesn't keep the Leech Seed going, but I want to paralyze Delcatty first. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to Ember her Roselia. Oh, that did some damage. And this might hurt a lot too if it's hitting Numel. Oh no, it hit Felicity. Never mind, we're good. And I love how Roselia is just constantly walking in place there. Alright, so we have Delcatty paralyzed, which is good. What's not so good is it's probably going to KO my Numel or Krakatoa. Let's see. Looks like it recovers more HP than the burn causes. So let's go ahead and swap out for Houndour. And just in case, we're going to Ember the Roselia again. Because even though the Delcatty is probably going to target Krakatoa, he should still get an attack off first because he's faster, thanks to the paralysis. Ha! Called it! You suck, Roselia. And now you're gonna take damage! Mwahaha-ha-ha-ha-ha! Excuse me. Alright, one thing about Burn, I probably already brought it up, but just in case I didn't, Burn deals a little bit of damage at the end of the turn. I do believe it's 1/8 in this generation. And then, in addition to that, it also cuts the attack stat, so it's not going to be able to deal as much damage with physical moves. Not that Roselia would use any. Although it did use Leech Seed again, so I'm going to have to get Houndour out of there. Because otherwise, Delcatty's just going to keep recovering hit points. Go, Krakatoa! You can do it! You can crack that egg! Oh, never mind. I think I can keep Houndour in. Let's try an Ember and an Ember. I just love the way Houndour howls before it does an attack. And it hit Houndour. Weird, but okay. Okay, I need to weaken it just a bit more, so I'm going to do an Ember, and I'm going to have Krakatoa use Charm, since I do believe Shadow Rush is working off Delcatty's attack stat, and Charm is going to reduce it by 2 stages, so almost essentially cutting it in half. Yeah, and then Numel doesn't normally learn Charm, and it's honestly not that useful, so... Oh no! Krakatoa fainted! What am I gonna do? Alright, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send out Tenebrae. Alright, I'm gonna go for one more Ember and a Sand Attack. So that way Delcatty can't, well, hopefully miss. So, accuracy drop, attack drop, and it's paralyzed. All in all, that should help my survivability a bit while I go for the capture. Ah! I love you, Umbreon! That did, like, nothing. Okay, let's just go with a regular Pokeball first. And let's keep going with Sand Attacks just in case that misses. And I think actually the Lovrina's accent, the whole Valley Girl thing, I think that's just a facade she uses to make people think she's dumber than she actually is. She is their lead scientist after all, and you have to be pretty smart to figure stuff like this out. What on earth? How could you be so strong? Well, I'm not strong. My Pokemans are strong. Ooh, I so hate to say this. Little boy, I can't beat you right now. Master Greevil will so be cross with me. But that's okay. I'll let you owe me this one time, but you have to promise you will think about my plan next time. If you see XD001, I'm sure you will so want to help me. I'll so be waiting for you. Lovrina? Hey, look, he dropped a thing. Michael, you've grown tough, haven't you? In fact, I'm amazed at how much stronger you've grown in this short time. I guess we'll be relying on you even more from now on, Michael. Now that we know Cypher is back, we need to move quickly. We have to come up with ways of stopping them. This time, let's really head back to the HQ lab. Alright, let's grab this first. The data data wrong. Data. Here, may I see that? Yeah, sure, whatever. This may be something important. We'll take it back and analyze it. Alright. So, let's head into the elevator. And it takes us right to the Shadow Pokemon Lab. Thanks to you, Michael, I was able to return safe and sound. Sincerely, thank you. Though it was a horrible ordeal, I learned a few things when I was in that desert lab. First and foremost, Cypher hasn't disappeared. The fact that they're still around is alarming. Worse, they are making more Shadow Pokemon again. And worst of all, they are trying to create the ultimate Shadow Pokemon, one that is impossible to purify. Cypher must be plotting world domination using Shadow Pokemon as their weapons. Again. To counter Cypher's new Shadow Pokemon conspiracy... Director! Lily! We did it! The Purify Chamber is finally completed! Oh my! Oh, what fantastic timing! It's finally finished! Lily, thank you. Thank you for pulling everyone together so capably in my absence. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's all go have a look at the Purify Chamber. Let's... Alright, well, you know what? I will save the Purify Chamber for next time. For now, I'll just call that an episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then.